So I have this weird headcanon that all of the Tim Burton films are connected together. To Pee-wee's Big Adventure, to Wednesday. Yes, I know that Wednesday is a show, but it's still connected. Every Tim Burton film exists in the same universe. You know, it's kind of the same deal as the Pixar theory. One of those core characters that brings the theory together is the Pumpkin King himself, Jack Skellington. Now, I did read this theory once that Victor from Corpse Bride and Jack Skellington are the same person, and I thought that was an interesting possibility. But however, what happens to Jack after the events of Nightmare Before Christmas? And could it be connected to another Tim Burton film? Let's say Beetlejuice?
Don't even say his name.
Let's take a closer look and find out, shall we? If you recall the plot of Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack is the Pumpkin King who feasts on scaring others on Halloween night. Everyone in Halloweentown adores him, and he holds a great deal of influence there. More so than the mayor. This kind of makes me question who's really in charge here. Like, does the mayor even matter? How is the mayor elected? Once Jack stumbles upon the holiday doors, everything changes. He learns about the magic of Christmas.
This Christmas feels like the very first Christmas to me.
With a flip of the switch, he is all into the holiday cheer this year, turning into any store the day after Halloween. Christmas is taken over. Halloween never existed. And if you are in sales, I wish you the best this Christmas season because it seems like a lot. Jack becomes enamored by Christmas to a point where he is obsessed. We're not talking like a little obsessed. We're talking Hallmark Channel obsessed here. He takes it upon himself to steal Christmas and bring his holiday cheer to the kiddos this year, gifting kids demon toys that quite possibly will traumatize them for the rest of their lives. Listen, I'm pretty sure that Halloweentown created Furbies. I mean, look at these frickin' gremlins. None of the humans like Jack's plan for Christmas, which results in his sled being shot down. The once happy skeleton becomes depressed, blaming himself for all that happens, represented well in the song Poor Jack. In the beginning, it showcases his inner turmoil.
What have I done?
And then it turns around when he announces who he is.
Jack, the Pumpkin King.
Sure, it might sound like he's finding his stride again, but the song feels more like Judge Frollo's song Hellfire from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's a weird comparison, I know, but both start with a confused character singing through their thoughts to find an answer. Through Jack's song, it brings him clarity, but it also brings upon a new motive, to scare the pants off of all of the humans of the world next Halloween. In the end, Jack saves Christmas and falls in love with Sally, and everyone lives happily ever after. But do they? Jack might have found his passion for scaring again, but as we see with his Christmas adventure, he's obsessive. Once he puts his mind to something, he can't stop thinking about it. Like when he uses the scientific method to figure out what Christmas is all about. Could have just opened a history book, but whatever. You do you, man, you do you. Within these moments of obsession, Jack cuts everyone out, too busy figuring things out to bother with others. The townsfolk and Sally become overly concerned, singing a whole song about it. He only comes out of hiding when he has a plan together to influence others. Combination of obsession and isolation can be very detrimental if left unchecked. If he's set on making the best Halloween, he might be a bit of a perfectionist as well, setting the bar higher and higher each year. With that level of pressure and the way he copes with said pressure, it might lead him to going a little mad. Whether he's finding his drive from spite against humans, and I know he saved Santa Claus, but is Santa human? He seems a little too magical to be a human being. Maybe he's a sorcerer or a wizard or something. I don't know. You tell me. Or Jack finds his motivation from creative inspiration. The same can be said about Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
He craves revenge, but is also pretty creative, coming up with impressive ideas to scare humans, almost like he's a more unhinged version of Jack Skellington. I mean, look at these guys. I don't think it's a coincidence that both wear black and white striped suits with black eyes, and within Beetlejuice's final act, there's a little token of Jack Skellington's head, a nod to his former self. Also, both are professionals that bring terror into the hearts of others, if Jack took it upon himself to keep studying his craft like he did with his research for Christmas, then he would have similar abilities. With some training, Jack could easily turn into a snake or manipulate reality. He has all the time in the world. Well, at least until next Halloween, I guess. Now, if we connect those two movies together, the tale goes something like this. Year after year, Jack's goal of crafting the perfect Halloween got to him, driving him to madness. Within his cycle of obsession and isolation, his ideas become more and more deranged. His creative obsession pushes Sally away, not appreciating being tossed aside like a rag doll. The residents of Halloweentown become uneasy with him, dethroning him as the Pumpkin King. Within their state of fear, they decide it's best not to say Jack Skellington's name anymore, fearing that he might come out to play. Lost without a title, Jack comes up with a new name. A better name. A name, if said 3 times in a row, spoken, unbroken, he will appear, causing all kinds of misfortune for no reason, probably because it's fun. And just like how he was about Christmas, the newly named Beetlejuice
Hi, how are you?
is still a man of science, wanting to learn everything there is to know about horror. And through all that time researching, he has one unanswered question that he's been obsessed with. He needs to know about that beautiful sound, what it truly feels like to be afraid. And the only way to answer that is to become human. And the only way to do that is to marry a living soul. You know, because of the whole being dead thing. And the perfect opportunity presents itself with Lydia, forcing her hand into saying his name and attempting to marry her, making him one creepy old guy. Lydia and her family stop him, and the rest is history. Now, after all of that explanation, it brings new meaning to the song.
Something's up with Jack, something's up with Jack.
Oh my god, this music is way too catchy for its own good. I'm either gonna have this song stuck in my head for weeks to come, or the one about kidnapping Santa Claus, which is probably not the best song to be singing down the aisles of a Target at this time of year. Beetlejuice and Jack Skellington both have similar traits, and they have similar schemes. For the Pumpkin King to come up with kidnapping Santa Claus, he could quite easily come up with a similar insane scheme to marry Lydia as well. If you're still on the fence or you don't agree that these guys are the same person, I respect that. Can we agree that Beetlejuice is from Halloweentown? That would also mean that this undead office that Barbara and Alec Baldwin's character visit, what's his name? It's Adam. This office is located in Halloweentown as well. And that would also mean that Disney Channel original movie Halloweentown is the same Halloweentown as this one, which would mean that the taxi driver skeleton is Jack Skellington, just way before he was the Pumpkin King. I could easily make a theory about that one for sure. I did watch those movies a week ago, and let me tell you, they are weird films. Let's get back to business here, okay? Now, after everything that's been said, and you still don't believe that these two movies are connected, then I have one question for you. Why is Catherine O'Hara,
He folds it in.
Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas, and Delia in Beetlejuice?
Coincidence? I think not.
The Tim Burton verse is real, and I will prove it with due time. And even if this didn't make sense, I did have like a lot of fun making this script. If you have some wacky or crazy out-of-the-box theories about Tim Burton's films and how they connect to one another, let me know. I'd love to chit-chat about it in the comments down below. If you're looking for another Tim Burton film theory, then I have one for you right over here about Corpse Bride. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.